Hello students, welcome to online video lecturing classes. So in the last video we have solved some of the simple examples on Porter governor. So in today's session we will try to solve some of the different kinds of the problems on Porter governor. So here the problem statement is, in a Porter governor the upper and lower arms are each 200 mm long and are hinged on the main axis, that is on the governor axis. Each ball weighs 25 Newton and weight of the sleeve is 250 Newton. The force of friction in the sleeve is 25 Newton. Then the inclination of the arm to the vertical is 30 degree and 45 degree in the lowest and highest position respectively. So calculate the first one, travel of the sleeve; second one, speed at bottom, middle and top taking friction into account during travel upward. Then the third one is speed at bottom, middle and top during downward travel considering the friction. Then the fourth one is speed at the bottom, middle and top of the travel neglecting the friction. So as I said in the earlier discussion, so the very first step is you need to list the given data. So here in the statement he has given that each ball weighs 25 Newton, that is small w equal to 25 Newton, and he has given weight of the sleeve as 250 Newton, and also he has given the force of the friction, that is unit as F equal to 25 Newton. So before starting with the actual solution, you need to draw the schematic representation of the governor. So here the upper arm and lower arm are hinged on the same axis, that is on the governor axis. So you can say that the alpha is equal to beta here. Then moving further, so when alpha equal to 30 degree, that is when it is in the lowest position, that time we can take height as the h1 and radius as the r1. Similarly, when alpha is equal to 45 degree, that is when it is at the highest position, that time we can take height as h2 and radius as r2. So now from the triangle ABC, this from this triangle, if you write the equation for alpha, that is cos alpha will be adjacent side by hypotenuse. So here adjacent is BC and this arm is AB. So BC by AB. So we know the value of this AB is 0.2 meter and here the BC is unknown. So now if you write the equation cos alpha equal to BC by AB, that is nothing but cos 30, because you know the value of alpha here, that is 30 degree, which is equal to h1. So BC is the height which is when the alpha is 30 degree and radius of rotation is r1, and AB is 2 meter. So when you substitute that, you will get h1 as 0.1723 meter. Then similarly, if you consider alpha as 45 degree, that time the same equation you can consider here, that is cos 45 equal to h2 by 0.2. So in place of h1 you need to substitute h2 here, and in place of alpha you need to substitute 45 degree. So from this you will get h2 as 0.1414 meter. Therefore we are having the equation for travel of the sleeve as 2 times of h1 minus 2 times of h2, or 2 into bracket h1 minus h2. This condition is only when k equal to 1. So when your k will be equal to 1, when the tan alpha is equal to tan beta. So we already have calculated the value of h1 and h2. So substituting those values in this equation, you will get travel of sleeve as 0.0636 meter. That is going to be your total lift. So now if you want to calculate the mean height, h equal to h1 plus h2 divided by 2, if you substitute the value of h1 and h2 in this equation, you will get the mean height, that is h equal to 0.1573 meter. Then the second thing he asked us to calculate the speed at the bottom, upper and middle when it is having the upward motion. So and also you need to consider the friction here. So now considering the friction upward travel, the bottom speed, that is can denote it as n1. So we are having the equation for the speed, that is n square. So here we'll replace that n by n1. So n1 square equal to w plus f divided by m. So here in general equation we are having w plus or minus f here, but here when we are having the upward motion, at that time you need to consider this sign as positive. If it is having the lower motion, that is towards downside, that time you need to consider the sign as negative sign here. Okay, divided by m into 1 divided by h1 into 60 by 2 pi whole square. Here we are neglecting that 1 plus k term here because k equal to 1. Okay, so when you substitute all these values, because here he has given the mass of the each ball as 25 Newton and mass of the sleeve as 250 Newton and force friction as 25 Newton. Okay, and in place of m, because here he has given the mass of the ball in terms of Newton, so you need to get the mass in terms of kg here. So for that, w equal to mg. So you know the value of w, that is 25 Newton. G is acceleration due to gravity. If you substitute that, you will get m as 2.548 kg. The same thing you need to substitute in place of m into 1 divided by h1. So h1 already you have calculated, you need to substitute here. So after this simplification, if you solve for n1, you will get the speed as 248.95 rpm. So now at the middle we are going to denote the speed as n. Okay, so again the same equation we are going to use, that is n square equal to w plus f divided by m into 1 divided by h here. So in place of, in the previous step we have used h1, but here it should be h into 60 divided by 2 pi whole square. So already we have calculated h here, that is mean height, as 0.1573 meter. So the same thing here you need to substitute. So after substitution and after the simplification, you will get the middle speed as 261.25 rpm. Now moving further, at the top the speed is n2. So again you have to use the same equation. So only thing is you need to replace that n by n2 and h by h2. Okay, so if you know the value of h2 and all these terms are known, okay, substitute and simplify, you will get the value of n2 as 275.55 rpm. Now the third case, and the sleeve is having downward motion, that is the friction will be negative. Okay, so in previous step, that is in the second case, I have considered here in this formula you have taken this f with the positive sign. So now you have to take that f with the negative sign. So at the bottom the speed we are denoting it as n1. So n1 square equal to w plus w minus f divided by m into 1 divided by h1 into 60 divided by 2 pi whole square. So substituting all these known values into this equation, you will get the value of n1 here, that is 227.28 rpm is the n1 when the sleeve is having downward travel with the negative friction. Similarly, if you substitute or if you want to calculate the middle speed, so in place of n1 you need to substitute as n, and in place of h1 you need to substitute the value of h. So once after substitution, if you simplify to get the equation for n, you will get n as 238.49 rpm. Similarly, at the top the speed is n2. So again in the same equation, in place of n1 replace this n1 by n2, and in place of h1 you have to substitute the h2 value, that is 0.1414 meter. After substitution and simplification, you will get the value of n2 as 251.54 rpm. Now the fourth thing, he asked us to calculate speed by neglecting the friction. So at the bottom the speed we are denoting it as n1. So here also you have to use the same equation, only thing is you have to ignore that f term in that equation. So that is n1 square equal to w plus w. So in previous equation we are having in place of w plus or minus f. So here you are neglecting the friction, so ignore that f term, divided by m into 1 divided by h1 into 60 divided by 2 by whole square, because k is 1 here. So after the substitution of all these known values, you will get n1 as 238.4 rpm. Similarly, at the middle the speed is given by n, You have to replace this n1 by n and h1 by h. So the h value already are calculated it as 0.1573. So after the substitution, you will get the speed at the middle as 250.13 rpm. Similarly, for the top, the speed is denoted by n2. Replace that n1 by n2 and h1 by h2. So here the h2 value is 0.1414 rpm. So after the substitution and simplification, you will get n2 as 263.82 rpm. So here we have calculated the total lift and speed at the bottom, middle and top when the sleeve is having upward motion and when the sleeve is having downward, and also we have calculated the speed at the bottom, middle and top when by neglecting the frictional force. Okay, so moving further, go through the next example. So here the statement is like, in a Porter governor, all the arms are 15 centimeter long. Upper and lower arms are pivoted to the links 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter respectively from the axis. The central mass is 40 kg and mass of each ball is 4 kg. Force of friction is 30 Newton and the extreme radii of rotation are 8 centimeter and 10 centimeter. Determine the range of speed of the governor. So first we will try to list the given data. So here he has given central mass as 40 kg, that is capital M he has given, and he has given mass of each ball, that is small m, as 44 kg and force of friction as 30 Newton, and he has given two radii of rotation, that is R2 as 10 centimeter. Will convert that centimeter into meter, that is 0.1 meter, and R1 as 0.08 meter. Along with that, he has given length of the arm as 0.15 meter. Okay, so before starting with the solution, first we'll try to construct the schematic diagram of that governor based on the given condition. So in this statement, here he has given that they are pivoted to the links 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter respectively from the axis. So here the upper arm is pivoted at a distance of 2 centimeter and lower arm is pivoted at a distance of 3 centimeter from the axis. So here you can see in the previous problem we used to get this B and this pivot point, hinge point on the same axis, that is on the same governor axis, but here this is pivoted at a distance of 0.02 meter, that is 2 centimeter, and here this is 3 centimeter, that is 0.03 meter. Okay, so now begin with the actual solution. So first we'll consider R1 equal to 0.08 meter. So here when R1 is 0.08 meter, we can easily calculate the distance A to E, because we are going to consider triangle ABE here. So in this triangle we need to know the value of this A to E. So AE is given by R minus this distance, that is the distance of the pivoted point from the governor axis. So AE equal to 0.08 minus 0.02. So you will get AE as 0.06 meter. So now from the triangle ABE we can write the equation for sine alpha. So this is the alpha angle. So sine alpha is given by opposite by hypotenuse. So here opposite A side is AE and hypo is AB. So sine alpha equal to AE by AB, and we know the value of AE and AB. By substituting you will get the alpha as 23.57 degree, and we need to calculate the tan alpha. So by substituting the alpha as 23.57, you will get a tan alpha as 0.4364. Then from the triangle ACD, now we will consider the triangle ACD. So from this triangle we can calculate the distance between A and F, length of this one, because further we are going to consider this triangle. So if you want to consider this triangle, you should know the value of A to F. So this A to F is given by AD minus FD. So A to D is known, okay, minus FD. So this is also known, that is 0.03 meter. So after substitution, you will get A to F as this length of this distance as 0.05 meter. So now from the triangle AGF, okay, by applying the Pythagoras theorem, we will get GF equal to, because we need to calculate this GF, because this is required to get the value of beta here. So GF equal to square root of AG square minus AF square, square root of AG square minus AF square, and we know the value of AG and AF here. So after substitution, you will get the value of GF as 0.1414. Now from this triangle, if you want to write the equation for beta, so tan beta will be opposite by adjacent, that is AF divided by FG or GF. So tan beta equal to AF divided by GF. So the substitution, you will get the value of tan beta as 0.3535. Then moving further, once you know the value of alpha and beta, easily you can calculate K. So here we are writing K as K1 because we are considering R1 there. So K1 equal to tan beta by tan alpha, it will give you the value as 0.81 will be the K1 value. Now by considering the friction, we'll try to calculate the speed, that is N1. So we are having the equation for N1, N, that is N1 square equal to mg plus mg minus F divided by 2 into 1 plus K1 divided by M into 1 divided by H1 into 60 divided by 2 pi whole square. So here we are considering the sign as negative sign. At R1, this leaf will have the downward motion, okay, so the travel will be towards downside. That is the reason why we are considering the negative sign, because frictional force will be in opposite direction. And in previous example we used to neglect this term 1 plus K, but here alpha is not equal to beta, so we are considering it as 1 plus K1. Okay, after substitution of all these known quantities, you will get the value of N1. So N1 will be getting it as 213.7 rpm. Now let us consider the second case, that is when r equal to r2, that is 0.1 meter. Now from the same triangle, that is ABE, the AE value will be 0.08 meter and the sin alpha will be AE by AB. After the substitution of these values, you will get alpha as 32.23 degree. So once you get the value of alpha, you can calculate tan alpha. So we are getting it as 0.63. Now from the triangle ACD, you can write tan alpha as opposite by adjacent. So that is opposite is R2 divided by adjacent is H2. So here we know the value of tan alpha, we know the value of R2, the only unknown is going to be H2. So after the simplification, you will get the value of H2 as 0.1587 meter. So now consider the same triangle, that is AGF. From there you will get the value of AF as 0.07 meter. Then GF will be from the Pythagoras theorem, it is square root of AG square minus AF square. With substitution and simplification, you will get GF as 0.1327. From that triangle, we can write the equation for tan beta as AF by GF. So substitute these values, we will get tan beta as 0.5275. Then you need to calculate the value of K. So here I am writing in place of K as K2 because I am considering R2 there. So K2 will be the ratio of tan beta by tan alpha. So after substitution of those values, you will get K2 as 0.837. So now by considering the friction, we will try to calculate the speed. So that is N2 square equal to mg plus mg plus F. So in previous step, you have considered this sign as a negative that time because the travel was downward, but here the travel will be upward direction. That is the reason why we are considering this friction with positive sign, divided by 2 into 1 plus K2. So in place of K, you have to write as K2 divided by M into 1 divided by H2. So in place of H, you have to write it as N2 into 60 divided by 2 pi whole square. So after substitution of all the known values and after the simplification to get the value of N2, you will get it as 247.7 rpm. So here he asked us to calculate the range of the speed. So range of the speed is given by N2 minus N1. Already I have calculated N2 and N1. The substitution you will get range as 34 rpm. So in this problem, instead of giving you directly the value of alpha and beta, he has given 2 radii of rotations and he has given the offset distance of the pivot point from the governor axis. So based on that, you need to calculate first alpha and beta. So from that you will get, first you need to consider the first radius, that is r1 separately, then you need to get the alpha and beta. Based on that you will get the value of n1 by considering the friction. Similarly, you need to consider r2. While considering r2, again you need to calculate alpha and beta, then you can calculate n2. Once you get the value of n1 and n2, you need to calculate range of speed. Now moving further, we'll try to solve one more problem. So the problem statement is, in a Porter governor, the arms and links are each 10 cm long and intersect on the main axis. The mass of each ball is 9 kg and central mass is 40 kg. When the sleeve is in its lowest position, the arms are inclined at 30 degree to the axis. The lift of sleeve is 2 cm. So what is the force of friction at the sleeve if the speed at the beginning of ascent from the lowest position is equal to the speed at the beginning of descent from the highest position? And what is the range of speed of the governor if all other things remains same? So here in this statement, he has given mass of each ball and mass of the central load as 40 kg, and here he has given one more thing, that is the lift as 2 cm, and he asked us to calculate what is the frictional load and range of speed. So before starting with the actual solution, you need to construct the schematic diagram of the Porter governor. So when alpha equal to 30 degree, that time height you can take it as h1 here. So here the upper and lower arms are connected to a common axis, that is governor axis, so that, and the length of the both the arms are same, that is 0.1 meter. So you can take it as alpha equal to beta, therefore you will get the value of k as 1. So now from the triangle ABC, from this triangle, cos 30 is given by BC divided by AB. So you know the value of BC is unknown here, that is going to be the height h1 when the alpha is 30 degree, and you know the value of AB, so adjacent divided by hypo. So after substitution, that is cos 30 equal to h1 divided by 0.1. So from this you will get the value of h1 as 0.866 meter, and in the data he has given a lift. So with the help of that given a lift, we will try to calculate the one more height, that is h2. So the basic equation for lift is given by lift equal to 2 times of h1 minus h2. So you know the value of lift, you already calculated h1. After substitution you will get the value of h2. So here we are getting h2 as 0.766 meter. So now we'll use the given condition to get the value of frictional force. So in this statement he has given that speed at the beginning of ascent from the lowest position is equal to speed at the beginning of descent from the highest position. So at the lowest position at the beginning during the ascending, the speed we are going to denote it as n1. Okay. Similarly, during descent at the beginning of, we are going to denote it as n2. So here from the given condition, it can be taken as N1 equal to N2. We know the equation for N1 and N2 by considering the frictional force. So substituting those equations, that is mg plus F. So here we are having F with the positive sign, okay, divided by m into 1 divided by h1 into 60 divided by 2 pi whole square, which is equal to mg plus mg minus f divided by m into 1 divided by h2 60 divided by 2 pi whole square. So here the only difference is, here we are using h1 for n1 and h2 for n2, and in place of f you are considering with the positive sign, okay, because here the sleeve is having upward motion, and here you are considering a negative sign. Descent means the sleeve is having downward motion. So this thing you should understand carefully when you have to take with the positive sign and when you have to take with the negative sign. So now after the simplification, you will get the equation as mg plus f is equal to h1 by h2 mg plus mg minus f. So after, in this equation, know the value of m, g is known, know the value of capital M, that is sleeve load. This f, that is frictional load, is unknown here, and already you have calculated h1 and h2, okay. So again, know all these things, only unknown is going to be f. So we need to substitute the known values, then we need to simplify the equation to get the unknown value, which is known as, in this case, it is f. So here force of friction F equal to 29.4 Newton. So now moving further, the maximum speed N2 is given by N2 square equal to, already we have described the equations in the previous step. So same equations here we are going to use. In place of F you need to substitute the calculated value, okay. So from that you will get the N2 as 259.7 rpm. Similarly, the minimum speed, here only difference is you are considering the negative sign. So N1 square equal to, the substitution of all these known values, will get N1 as 229.7 rpm. Therefore the maximum range, that is range of speed, is given by N2 minus N1 is 30 rpm. So in the today's session we have solved 3 varieties of problems. So in the very first problem, solve the problem where you need to consider the frictional force into account, and based on that, and also the problems for in which you need to calculate the speed at the different sections, that is at the bottom, top and middle, when the sleeve movement is upward and downward direction. And in the second problem we have seen that the arms pivoted at a different places, that is from the governor axis. So far whatever the problems we have solved, so there the upper arm and lower arm are connected to a common governor axis, but in the second problem they are offset by some distances. So based on that, first you need to calculate the alpha and beta values, then you need to calculate the speed at the for the maximum and minimum speed, then you need to calculate the range of the speed. And in the third problem, so in the third problem he has given one condition for the speed, okay. So based on that condition, where you need to calculate the frictional force, then by using that frictional force you need to calculate the range of speed. So with this we'll end today's session. So in the next session we'll try to solve few more problems on Porter governor, okay. Thank you.